Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you 10 tips that I think will help you improve with FIFA 23 gameplay. This ranges from what skill moves to use, what works and what doesn't in FIFA 23, some settings you're going to need to turn on and off, and just what I've learned from over 20 games of Rivals so far. So the first thing we're going to talk about is manual defending currently is really important. The AI is nowhere near as good defensively as it has been in previous years. If you press stand tackle by accident, your player is going to get stuck for a second, which means you are going to get caught out quite often. You need to make sure that you do learn how to defend correctly, and doing that will be jockeying quite a lot and making sure you don't dive in too early for tackles. Defending definitely is different this year, and it is rewarded for manual defending, which I think is really good from EA. As AI defending has been so powerful for so many years, I will bring out a tutorial very soon on how to defend correctly manually, but for now I'd make sure that you have players that have very high defending stats and defensive awareness over players that have insane pace. I personally think you can get away with like 72 to 73 pace on a centre back if they have really good defensive stats. Of course, if you can get both, that would be paramount, but if you're on a shoestring budget, it doesn't really matter too much. But players like Kimpembe, for example, and Fikayo Tomori are your go-tos. 86 pace and 86 defending is incredible. Defensive awareness is really important, and so is stand tackle. Also, don't underestimate how important strength and aggression is this year on centre backs. Tip number 2 is also going to kind of lead into the first tip that we did give you, and that is going to be that AI blocks are now gone, which is really good. We've all been crying out for this for years, and EA have finally listened. Now, the way to kind of counter this, you have to relearn how to defend once again, but last ditch defending really does get rewarded this year, and slide tackling to get your body across to block a shot is also rewarded. I've tried this a lot so far because I defend quite aggressively, and I've found that slide tackling is a really good way to block shots. You can't just sit there and stand tackle. You really need to put your body on the line to make last ditch blocks now, and just blocks in general. If not, nothing is going to happen and you will get punished for not defending manually and learning to block manually also. You won't get any help this year unless EA patch it. Of course, this is the first week of the game, but if they don't patch it, kudos to EA. Now, tip number 3 is going to take you outside of Ultimate Team and into game settings. I'm going to have a controller and camera settings video out very soon for you guys, but the setting that we do need to change here is under customized. No, it's not actually, it's in camera, believe it or not, and I will go over this again in the other video. But we need to go to camera, and we need to go all the way down to power shot zoom. Now, if you guys have seen what the power shot's like, if you have this on, it's really jarring. So what happens is you'll take the power shot, which is holding L1 and R1 together, and it makes a really powerful shot. It's fully manual, which makes it quite difficult to perfect, but once you do learn it, it will be great, and I'll get a video out on that also. But what it does, it zooms in as you're kind of powering up the shot, and it really takes you off your stride for aiming it, for timing it. So I would highly recommend turning this one off. It's very easy to do. Obviously, I've already got it off. I don't really power shot too much. I'm still in the learning phase of this game, but turning this off will be a massive improvement if you do want to learn how to power shot. Next up is going to be what you should prioritize, weak foot or skill moves. Now, in my experience, skill moves are not as important this year as 5-star weak foot. If you remember back to FIFA 21, I want to say, maybe FIFA 20, the weak foot always dominated over the skill moves. I feel like this is a year where 5-star weak foot wins once again, and let me explain why. Skill moves are good, they definitely are viable. Not too many this year though from what I've seen. And with the way the game's playing, especially on next gen, you have to be able to shoot on both feet, because if you don't at least have a 4-star weak foot, because of how poor left stick dribbling is on next gen, you really need to be able to take the shot on both feet whenever you can. So I personally prefer a Diogo Jota over a like an Nkunku, or maybe I say Maximin, just because the 5-star weak foot adds a bit of unpredictability in your game, where skill moves also can, but because they're not so viable this year and left stick dribbling is so poor, I'd highly recommend you prioritise 5-star weak foot over the skill moves. Now we've talked about 5-star skill moves or 5-star weak foot, I want to quickly go over a few skill moves that I do think are really good. There'll be a more detailed breakdown of this very soon, but just a few skill moves I really do value on this game currently. First of all will be step overs. They're very easy to perform. If you don't know how to perform a step over, I'd be very surprised. Now, they've kind of destroyed the sprint boost this year. The sprint boost isn't as good. It's still there, but it's nowhere near as good. And step overs allow you, when you come out of them, to get to full pace straight away, which is really good. As you can see there, you're straight to full pace as soon as you come out of a step over, and that is a really good one in my opinion. Very easy to do, And you've got the ball roll scoop as well, which is a really good one. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this one now. It's became very, very, very popular very quickly. And scoop turns and, you know, ball roll scoops and step overs into ball roll scoops are really, really good. Obviously, the stuff like the fake shot stop are still really good too. But we've gone over ball roll scoops and scoop turns. Scoop turns are actually really good when you're on the edge of the box like here. Even that fake shot as well is really good. But if you can do ball roll scoops here, they are really, really nice in my opinion. And then there's one more. So you've got the normal heel to heel, right? You know, the standard heel to heel that everybody does and is very, very used to. But they have currently just put in a new heel to heel, which is really good. You just saw it there. It is very broken. It's a heel to heel into a ball roll, basically. As you can see how good it is here. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if you can see that, how it kind of like changes your position so quickly. You can go straight into a shot off of it, and it's really, really strong because it seems like after you do it, your shots get boosted. If you can't see that there, your shots get boosted like crazy. So this is another one to look out for, guys, in my personal opinion. I think this is a great, great skill move to add into your arsenal. As I said, a more detailed breakdown very, very soon, but that one is definitely one to watch out for. All right, guys, moving on from the skill moves now, there is one more thing I really want to show you, and it is similar to how good finesse shots were last year, but it's the outside boot shots. They are absolutely ridiculous, really, really broken. They're the number one way to score, in my opinion. If you time them as well, they're even more busted, but you can see here, there you go, very, very easy to do, and the outside boot is definitely back in a good way and a big way as well, no doubt about it. As you can see there, they're very strong, and Mbappe doesn't have the best shot power, so to see it doing that well already, and you can actually get this to happen even without having the outside boot shot. All you need to do is angle yourself to do an outside boot shot, and then all you need to do after that is actually press down on L2, and it will give you the kind of angle for it. As you can see there, look at that for a goal. Very easy to perform, guys. You can do it with any player on the game right now. And yeah, very simple to do. Just hold L2, angle yourself for a outside boot shot. There you go. Next one for you guys is going to be left stick dribbling and how bad it is now. So if you remember back to previous years, even this game on PS4 or old gen, you can left stick dribble. Not on this game too well. As you can see, it's contextual dribbling for me. It just makes it really, really hard to dribble, guys. You can't really left stick dribble. This is Kylian Mbappe, for God's sake, and you just can't really left stick dribble. So that is why I kind of said, I think that the 5-star weak foot is going to be more important, because you want to be able to bring the ball down and be able to hit it straight away on both feet because of how ridiculous left stick dribbling is, or how non-existent it is. You can see that, look. You can't turn quickly, which, you know, is maybe a good thing because left stick dribbling shouldn't be as good as it has been in previous years. But it is literally non-existent now, guys. So make sure if you are a left stick dribbler, you get it out of your game. The only way to left stick dribble now would be to do a skill move. You can't really do it other than that, to be honest. So learning to get away from left stick dribbling is really, really important for you moving forward because it just isn't there anymore. You can see it kind of just stops on the spot. So you can't left stick dribble at all, guys, anymore, which is really disappointing. But there you go. All right, guys, and the last practice arena one I have for you is going to be how to shoot. Near post is really broken right now. Goalkeepers are really bad. Of course, I already told you about the outside the boot shots, but going near post is ridiculous. Every single time you get the opportunity to go near post, make sure you do so. They are so busted right now. The goalkeeper just can't save it. I think I'm making that quite apparent here. It's Courtois in net against Mbappe, who doesn't have good shot power, but they're just flying past him every time, due to the fact that they're broken at the near post. You just can't seem to get better than that. I believe it even works for finesse shots, even on the outside of the boot there you go. Always working, guys. It's so easy to perform. All you need to do is just go near post. That's how simple it is. There you go. And another one we have here, guys, is obviously TIKI. Now, TIKI works so well on this game because of how brilliant passing is. It's definitely the best year for passing. It's so snappy. And you can do it so quickly. As you can see here, it's just bonkers how quick you can pass. And TIKI is definitely the way to win on this game, in my personal opinion. Really easy to do. Sometimes as well, you have to learn that you need to put more power on things. And bad passers are bad at passing, which kind of hasn't been something we've experienced too much over the years because of how good The driven passes have been how good through balls just generally are, but you need to have good passes or good passers to have good passes. It's very, very simple, guys. The tiki-taka will win you games over skill moves or just doing any broken mechanics, really. That's what I found anyway. Tiki-taka is the way forward. Alright guys, and my last tip is going to be to test out new formations. Now, from what I've experienced and what I've told you here today, I think the narrow formations are king again. Now let me explain why, and it's because of the tiki-taka. Now, being able to pass around quickly and be direct and get on counter-attacks quickly is really valuable, and what you can do in the narrow formations is be very direct. And when I'm talking 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, I'm talking 3-5-2, even though it has wide players, it's still quite narrow. The 4-3-2-1 as well is really narrow if I can find it. But this as well, of course, 4-3-1-2, basically the same as the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. 4-2-2-2 as well, quite narrow. And you just want to be trying them formations, guys, because from my experience, these kind of formations are the best, where you can be more direct. You have a lot of options going forward in the middle of the park. And that is what I would say are my 10 tips, guys. You need to be able to tiki-taka. You need to be able to play direct formations to enable the tiki-taka to work as best as possible. You need 5-star weak foot. You can only use very limited skill moves on this FIFA. Defending is hard, but it's rewarding, and it's all manual. Hopefully they don't patch that, guys. This game is very good in its current state, in my personal opinion. Needs a few adjustments still, of course, as every FIFA does. But this is the best FIFA we've had in years, in my opinion. Make sure you try and enjoy it. Don't give up on it too soon. Formations and tactics videos out very, very soon. But guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell so you never miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.